This is what's going to happen. Let's get focused. This is what's going to happen.
I will not.
Katt Williams has called out Steve Harvey, right? But in Detroit, they will meet each other like two titans, like a world federal boxing match. But we are setting the stage. Listen, let's get focused. For all the radio land that's listening, anybody in the Detroit area, make sure you go to this show because this is going to be a classic throwdown.
Yes, that was the voice of Jamie Foxx of the Jamie Foxx radio show as he was calling out all Detroiters or anybody in the surrounding areas to come on New Year's Eve to see Katt Williams versus Steve Harvey for the comedy championship. And nobody realized that this would be the night that Katt Williams destroyed the comedy stand-up career of Steve Harvey. And I was one of the few individuals that actually purchased the tickets to see the show because it was only 10,000 people there. And they only announced it just a few weeks before New Year's Eve, 2008, heading into 2009. So I'm going to give a little commentary on what went on that night. But for the most part, we're going to listen to some lost audio tapes of Steve Harvey in 2008 saying what he had to say before the show, as well as hearing lost interview tapes of Katt Williams just weeks before the comedy show in 2008. I'm not going to hold you up. My name is Andre of Love Crossing Borders, Travel Unraveled Edition. Subscribe to the channel. Click that like button. Let's get started.
Oh, no. Oh, shit. No, you look. This is what's going to happen. Let's get focused. This is what's going to happen.
I will not.
Katt Williams has called out Steve Harvey, right? But in Detroit, they will meet each other like two titans, like a world federal boxing match. It's going to be crazy. The problem is Katt Williams hadn't written a new joke in about 2 years.
Oh wow.
Okay?
He got new teeth before he got new jokes. He got new growth before he got new jokes. That nigga got the grill of a 68 Cougar, nigga.
I'm not going to sit here and let you talk about my personal friend. We email each other often. I'm not going to sit here and let you talk about my friend Katt Williams.
Your computer got some teeth marks in the motherfucker.
But we are setting the stage. Listen, let's get focused. For all the radio land that's listening, anybody in the Detroit area, make sure you go to this show because this is going to be a classic throwdown. Never have I seen something where a young comic like Katt Williams, now I got to be honest with you, Katt Williams makes me laugh, but however, he does not do any new material. All the material that he's done, I've seen before. Right. Okay?
Yeah, and so has Moses.
So what I'm saying is that this is the time for the young buck and Katt. How old is Katt Williams?
He's
37.
He's 37? So he's been around for a minute.
Still hasn't gone through
37? 37 inches.
That's the oldest adolescent.
7 is dog years.
So we're setting the stage for Detroit. However, we all know this. Every comedian in that room right now knows this. Whoever goes first whoever goes first usually gets the punch in. Yeah. Now I hear from Steve Harvey himself. He said, "Look here, man. I'm not trying to go with the little young motherfucker, but I'm going up first. He told me he gonna do an hour and 10 minutes of he's gonna call upon his 30 years of doing comedy." Now, what I've heard, now this is just, I'm not bagging, but this is just what I've heard. I've heard that a few people have walked out on Katt Williams' show. Am I right?
Yep. Yeah, I heard he got a walking ovation.
Oh, you Johnny motherfucking Mack, I'm not going to sit here and let you talk about my best friend, Katt Williams, because he's my friend.
They said the whole handicap section got up.
Oh, you stupid!
Even Teddy Pendergrass got on his feet. I could not stand this no more.
I will not stand for this.
Oh, no!
North sit!
Listen.
I got
listen. Listen. Oh,
that
shit.
nigga don't have a high chair to stand on, I'm telling you.
Listen. This is what we're going to do. Let's get focused. What's cracking?
Other than cracking your ass.
We are going to play what Katt Williams has said about Steve Harvey. Play that for us right now. We're going to play
Steve
this.
Harvey. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to you. Because you didn't have to accept this. You could have just said, no, I'm not going to do it. You have been the king of comedy as long as we've had one. Matter of fact, the whole phrase king of comedy can be attributed to you. And I'm honored that you would allow me to share the same stage as you. I don't know why people made this a championship bout. And I don't know why you was okay with that. And I want to apologize for what's going to happen. But the second that you get on stage, the second that you get off stage, I need you to understand that that's your final time as the king of comedy. Water seeks its own level. You can't stop it, playboy. It is what it is. So I hope you're ready. I hope you got a team of writers. You're going to need about 6 or 7 of them. They're going to need a couple cups of coffee. They're probably going to need some illegalities. But the one thing that's not going to happen, you're not going to beat me. It's not possible. The only thing you could do is forfeit. And I know you must have been happy when it looked like Katt Williams wasn't going to show up. But anytime you count me out, you miscounted. I think you understand that. I want you to tell your people. I want you to put it on your radio station. I want you to let them know that this is a fight you can't win. And that they shouldn't expect it. And maybe you'll get on stage and maybe you'll tell people this is not a championship bout at all. Maybe you can pretend like this is just you handing off the crown to me. And then we can do it civilized. But I remember when you didn't even know who Katt Williams was. And you was on your radio station asking people, who is Katt Williams? It wasn't until you found out that you couldn't really handle me that you decided to be friendly with me. But as soon as you got the opportunity to think I was weak, oh, you got a little bass in your voice. Well, let me explain something to you. You can bring the nation. You can bring Rashawn McDonald. You can bring everybody who listens to your radio show. They gonna see the truth. And its name is Katt Williams. Consider yourself warned.
As 2008 rolled to a close, Katt's popularity eclipsed almost all of those who he saw as competition in the urban comedy market. Fueled by both the comics and comedy fans, a battle brewed between Steve Harvey and Williams. Harvey was the only comedian that Katt saw as a threat to the throne of being the king of black comedy.
I've been hearing that all week. I've been hearing this boy all week long.
Come on, Steve Harvey, give
Get
me
out,
some.
Katt, get out. Get your little ass. Get your sharp. I thought we was cool. I give him love every time, had him on my show every time. But if you're going to do another stick, just tell the brother that you're sticking with. Dog, I'm going to be dogging you on the radio. But it's just, we just moving tickets. Then we can go in the huddle and go ready break. But now, don't just do it. Then I come time and I hear about it. Because then tonight, now I just going to do what I do. I don't say nothing negative. My show is my show.
All right. They say what you do speak so loud, I can't hear what you're saying. Is that a good one?
Can I do you another one?
Yes, sir.
This is what Minister Louis Farrakhan told me one time. He said it's a common thing for a dog to bark up at the moon. But if the moon bark back at the dog becomes famous.
Steve Harvey, everybody, tune in 87923.
See y'all at the joke.
Steve Harvey's a radio disc jockey, okay? He's the host of the 4 guys who all wear the same suit, okay? He's the host of that show. Katt Williams is this new voice, this different voice.
Tension built to a crescendo on December 31st, 2008, when Harvey and Williams were put on the same bill in Detroit as the Battle of the Comedy.
The championship of comedy with the original king, Steve Harvey.
This ain't the radio show.
And the king of underground comedy, Katt Williams, in his last comedy stand-up performance.
If this is any eye to the future of how you're doing this right now, because you are a really grown man right now. And the way I look at it like this is like, I've known Steve Harvey for years. If I have to take sides and people are going to make me take sides, I got to take sides of Steve Harvey because I've known him for years. But what I learned is that when you're young, you are never better than the guy that's been doing it for more years than you because you haven't lived enough. Steve Harvey has lived. Now, granted, I think that what's his name?
Ken? Sing Sing.
Jerry.
Hilarious.
His name is Sing Sing. Who's next is next.
Well, anyway, I think dude is talented, but I have not seen him be clever. He is not a Chris Rock. He's not a Steve Harvey. He's not a Bernie Mack. I love what he does. But what frightens me is that does he have new material? And if he doesn't have that new material on New Year's, it's going to be tough. That's all I'm saying.
And he hasn't even built a body of work yet. He's only been out a couple of years.
He doesn't have a body.
You know what, man?
Yeah, he's a leprechaun.
A leprechaun.
Hey,
God. I'm not going to sit here and let you defile my best friend. Katt Williams is my best friend. I'm not going to let you call him a leprechaun.
And you better, and he's hiding his pot of gold.
What's up, brother? Man, I've been watching it the whole time, man, that you've been doing the broadcast. Man, you taking me back down memory lane with all of these, because I've seen all of these performers live before they blew up. Go back to 2009. Man, I remember that night. It was freezing in Detroit, right? And so we're walking to the Joe Louis Arena. That's where it was at, downtown Detroit. And we get there, and you're right. Steve Harvey catered most of his show towards the audience. It was more like he was trying to do like a DL Hughley. Remember DL Hughley was
DL Hughley used to talk to the people in the chat. But
that's what he was trying to do.
Let's get focused. We need to fly in and see this concert. We need to see this on New Year's.
We do.
We need to see it. And but here's the thing. I'm sorry. I'm siding with Steve Harvey right now. I think what's going on right now is that Katt Williams is sort of like a little nervous right now. Sound a little like what does he fight? He's a little nervous right now. It sounds like Katt Williams is trying to drum up something that maybe the set is not quite together. Maybe he hadn't come up with all the jokes yet. You know what I'm saying?
So on top of it, what started to be?
So here we go. I mean, I don't know, man. I've always been cool with Katt. He said in an interview that back in L.A. when I didn't know who he was, I mean, I understand that I didn't know who he was when I was on the radio in L.A. He hadn't been in any movies or anything.
So Katt told me that what all that was about was he was in a mall with his sons, ran up on Steve, and his sons recognized Steve from television, so they were excited, asked Steve for an autograph, and Steve basically told him, "It's calling the Katt now, get the hell out of here."
Was Katt famous at the time?
Katt wasn't famous at the time, so his son said Katt Williams. This is what Katt said. His son said Katt my daddy, and supposedly now, there's just one side story.
Sure, we're going with this Katt story.
He said, "Who the fuck is Katt?" And so Katt told his sons, "Don't worry about it, come on." Fast forward down the road 7 or 8 years.
Wow, people don't forget.
And Katt never forgot.
Yeah, because I remember that roast. When Katt Williams went on that stage after Steve Harvey, good Lord.
And, the brother was just not that known, but he was talking about me in the clubs, and I just asked on the radio whoever Katt Williams is to call me. He called me, he straightened it out. We became friends. We've been cool ever since. So I thought. And now, all of this here, man, but at the end of the day, here's the deal. When I get to Detroit New Year's Eve, I've done one thing for 23 years. I put the butter on my bread with jokes for 23 years. I have 5 DVDs out, and on now one of the DVDs, is it the same subject matter or the same sentence on 5 DVDs?
Wow.
So when I get to Detroit, man, I'm going to bring the same heat that I've been, and I got news for you. When I get to Detroit, I will tell no jokes that's on any of the 5 previous DVDs.
Wow.
I got another hour and a half.
Wow. So is he in trouble, Steve? Is he in trouble?
But wasn't this a competition? Can you explain what they were actually doing? So I'm gonna play a little bit of it, and then I'm gonna come back to you so you can explain what they talking about. All right, so here we go.
Give it up for Steve Harvey one time. Give it up for Steve Harvey. He's an excellent comedian. One of the finest we've ever had. But he don't want no parts of this in any way, shape, form, or fashion. This is some other shit. I don't know why he came out here. money y'all spent on them motherfucking tickets and talked about a lady in the audience for 15 goddamn minutes. That nigga should have talked about me the way I've been and talked about his bitch man. I'm the wrong nigga to fucking invite to a championship, my nigga. You did. You did. Yeah. You see that nigga had to take off that lace front high top fade before he came out here to battle me, goddamn. I plays no motherfucking game, Steve. I'm a little nigga, I fight dirty. You did. You did, baby. What the fuck is he thinking about? He trying to copy off me and bring that ugly ass, sparkly ass tie out with a regular black suit like he was going to a funeral. Yours, nigga, yours. I don't think I give a fuck. I give less than a fuck. Whatever less than a fuck is. You the one came out here and told jokes about if a bitch lick you on the left nipple, you buy that bitch a car. If that ain't the trickiest shit I ever heard. Hey! Bitch, you can suck my dick with the Holy Spirit in your mouth. I ain't buying you a goddamn car. I ain't even gonna give you a ride. It's a generation gap.
Damn generation
gap. Nigga, he the shit because he was the shit in 1968. Nigga, I'm the shit this evening, my nigga, this evening. I know my niggas is up in here. I ain't got to ask. I ain't scared about being in the motherfucking round. I go round this bitch as long as this bitch go round. Where you at, Steve? Looked at me and said, I don't like him. I said, I don't like him either. Let's fast forward it to when this disrespectful nigga did something called the original Kings of Comedy. Oh. As if Richard Pryor didn't live and walk this very same. How the fuck you gonna be the original King of Comedy, nigga? Did it start with you, you disrespectful son of a bitch? Not Richard Pryor, not Bill Cosby, Steve Harvey is the original King of Comedy. You's a goddamn liar. How you original and you ain't the first one? Then a nigga told me that he didn't know nothing about this. And if you listen to his show, you know that nigga's a liar straight up and down. He waited until I said this was gonna be my last show after 18 years. He waited for that and saw that as a moment of weakness and decided he was gonna make it a championship. But then the nigga couldn't sell out the tickets necessary. Damn. Do you think that nigga wanted to be here with me this evening? No, he did not. He wanted to be with Frankie Beverly and Maze. So he could have had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Watch here now. He start on January 1st trying to find his hairpiece and his career, because I come to put that motherfucker on the ground. That's what a championship is, my nigga. But if you don't like it here, you can get it in the park. Give a fuck. Now that I'm done with bitch niggas in my life. Some of you may have heard a rumor that for the BET Hip Hop Awards,
yeah. What you talking about?
I lost the breakdancing competition to T-Pain. And this is how he ended up hosting. Let me explain to you a few crucial facts about me. One, I am not very tall. Two, I don't hang with niggas that suck dick or breakdance for a living. I don't give a fuck who they are. I got nothing against homosexuals, I just don't hang with them.
Get him, Katt.
I didn't meet T-Pain until the day after the Hip Hop Awards. Look at me in the face so you understand what I'm saying. Because you gotta understand, this is gonna be 2009. It's another fucking year. Some shit is gonna remain the same. The bitch niggas that's in your life telling lies on you, the ones that make sure that anytime they see you happy, they do anything they can to extinguish your motherfucking happiness. Those motherfuckers will remain the same. What needs to change is what the fuck we do about it. Because they think they getting away with it. Old slick ass, fake ass, bitch ass.
So was this a championship bout, or was it presented like that?
It was presented to us, the ticket holders and the ticket purchasers, that was going to be Katt Williams versus Steve Harvey. So when you came in, you were expecting that they were going to bring some of their best jokes, and then they were going to joke about each other. Or we were expecting that there was going to be a segment where Steve and Katt kind of like were on the same, because they had to set up like a boxing ring, like a giant boxing ring. Yeah. And so you were thinking that at one point in time they were just going to go like old school kids just capping on each other, right? But it didn't happen like that. So Steve came out and just was kind of like cracking jokes on the audience, and he was talking about, oh, she sucked on the left nipple, I give her this, that, and this. You know, in other words, a woman knows exactly where to touch a man, and my spot is.
Did he come out with his man wig, or did he come out bald headed?
If I'm not mistaken,
he was wearing his high top lace front wig, and Katt Williams ended his live career, his stand up career, in this particular Detroit situation on New Year's. Did he come out with the wig on, or did he come out bald headed?
You know what? I don't think that he had the wig on that particular day, because the rumor about the wig had already started to surface like a year or two prior to that. Like when he was doing like when he was in full mode on the Steve Harvey show as a school teacher, you kind of thought it, but you let it go. You gave him, you know, maybe he got a good liner, or who's his barber type of thing, right? But then as time progressed and as the show started to wind down, the rumors already had started to come out about the wig, the hairpiece. So by the time he got to the show, he just was like you and I. He just wore his murder one. In Detroit, we call a bald head his first degree, because when they execution, when you get ready to get electrocuted, they shave your hair off. Right. Yeah. So in Detroit, we say you get a murder one, the first degree. Yeah. And so that's what the bald head is, right? And so he came out with a murder one, and so it was like, okay, cool. And you're expecting Steve to kind of like, just like a boxer, to come and at each other. And so you think Steve's about to come out and just roast Katt, talk about some of Katt jokes, or talk about Katt's height, or talk about
Did he say anything about Katt?
Nothing. He said nothing about Katt Williams. No, and that's the part that blew everybody away. That's what made Katt set so good. Yeah, because Katt came out just swinging. He didn't pause. It wasn't like what you're seeing right now was not a buildup. That was literally as soon as he walked in the ring, and that was Katt Williams nonstop, blow after blow after blow after blow. He did not stop, and that's what made the audience. It was almost like, it was kind of funny. It kind of took you back, like Steve was so funny and kind of like docile in regards to it being a championship about, to where you didn't really trip on, because Steve was just being Steve, his style. You know how Steve could be in the church and tell jokes, or he could be on the stage and tell jokes. And then he did do a little bit of heckling towards the audience. Okay, cool, it's funny, and some women in there in the audience in the front area had weaves, and dudes dressed like this or dressed like, so he kind of like.
But he got a wig. How you gonna talk about a wig and he wearing a damn wig?
One of the reasons why Steve came out with his hair bald is because he didn't want to get, even though he ended up doing it, he didn't want to give Katt Williams ammunition. Remember, this is a boxing. This is a comedy championship. So he's thinking that if I come out and I showcase for the first time on New Year's Eve, my hair, my just being bald, it takes away the ammunition that Katt Williams will have. But he didn't realize that didn't do anything but fuel the fire. And like I mentioned just a minute ago, what you guys are watching right now is literally Katt Williams didn't come out and he said thank you to Steve Harvey, shout out to Steve. And from that moment, it was blow after blow after blow, and it was nonstop. It wasn't like he slowed down on Steve. He literally came out to fight, and the audience was kind of, like I said, we were kind of took back at the fact that Steve didn't come out like that, but Katt came out as if it was a championship. He gave you what you came there for. He gave you walked through that Detroit code, and you came from different cities, because people were coming from everywhere, because once they found out that it was supposed to be Katt Williams versus Steve Harvey, because that's how it was sold to us, you like, oh man, it's gonna be the one. And it didn't turn out like that. The other thing that you don't see on this, Katt Williams, what pissed Katt Williams off is Steve Harvey did an hour and 15-minute show. That Katt Williams you see, Katt Williams was only allowed to do 30 minutes. Yeah, Katt Williams only allowed 30 minutes, dude. I remember all that now. It's all coming back now, because that's what pissed him off. He was only allowed to do 30 minutes. He was like, he said, now y'all see how your boy did me. Brought me out here, and it's almost, because it's countdown to New Year's. It's 30 minutes before New Year's. Steve was supposed to come up on stage and do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. So now we're looking at our watches like, oh man, this dude, he only got like 25, 30 minutes to do his show, where Steve was on the stage like forever. That's the first thing that he mentioned to us. See, y'all don't see that in that clip.
Actually, he did that to Bernie Mack when they was on Kings of Comedy also. That's why they used to get into it.
In an interview with GQ back in 2003, it became very clear that things weren't the best between the men, in particular Bernie and Steve Harvey. It was suggested that Harvey was jealous of Bernie's then rise, and even suggested that Harvey tried to replace him in 2000's Charlie's Angels. Rumor has it that a rep of Harvey's contacted the director of Charlie's Angels and tried to convince them that Harvey was a better option over Mack. Mack will go on to comment on the rumor during his talk with GQ and shared some unflattering thoughts about Harvey. Whether that particular moment was the reason for their feud or not, both Cedric and DL have confirmed that Mack and Bernie were at odds at least one point in time. In his recent interview with The Breakfast Club, DL would confirm Steve and Mack's feud was partially one of the reasons why a Kings of Comedy reunion tour never happened.
Katt Williams could have stopped at that moment, but the rest of the jokes were just him stomping on Steve Harvey, and Katt Williams came and literally, it was like this dude was backstage just watching the show and taking notes to write material down. To sit back and not use material that you wrote, but sit back and just watch your competition that night and say, okay, I got a joke for that one. Okay, I got another one for that one. The whole night he took Steve Harvey's jokes apart. That's exactly what the whole night was. It was, okay, he swung, but he didn't swing on me. He swung on the audience. Okay, I'm going to swing back for the audience. And I'm trying to remember the other jokes. Oh, I don't know if you got that on here, but the other joke was Steve was talking about, well, Detroit is dangerous and I don't go to the hoods and da-da-da-da-da. And Katt Williams is in a boxing ring, right? Katt Williams say, all these people here are my people. He said, if I turn my back to this side of the audience, them my people, and that side start cheering. If I turn my back to that side of the audience, these my people back here too, and the people behind him start cheering. If I turn, he turned around to all four sides of the other corner, and every time he turned his back, he said, "And the people back here got my back too." And all four corners were cheering each time he turned his back on that side of the audience. And Katt Williams said, I don't care what you're talking about.
And the way I look at it like this is like, I've known Steve Harvey for years. If I have to take sides and people are going to make me take sides, I got to take sides of Steve Harvey because I've known him for years. But what I learned is that when you're young, you are never better than the guy that's been doing it for more years than you.
One eternity later.
Katt Williams on Jamie Foxx illness.
It's hard to tell a lie these days. We done heard so much shit. You gotta have a lot of money to say some shit we ain't never heard. You know who got a lot of money? Jamie Foxx. That nigga got so much money, he did something we never heard of. We ain't even say shit. Jamie Foxx said he got a mystery illness. A what? A mystery know AIDS, gonorrhea, syphilis. What the fuck? Don't be looking at me like mind your business. It is my business. Maybe I want to catch it too. All he did was do movies and TV right after I want to do it. Not only did he get a mystery illness, they cured it. How the fuck could you cure a mystery? That means you just kept giving him pills. Just kept giving him pills. Anything?
It was almost like you had to choose sides. Who was you, or you're on Team Steve or Team Katt?
Looking at my Gucci, it's almost that time. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot wait to get to Detroit. I know what you heard. I know what people been saying. I promise you, they over-exaggerated. I am on my way. And if you like me, you should be there. And if you don't like me, you should be there.
Based on the audience's reaction, Williams was the clear-cut victim.
Katt made a concert out of just verbally abusing Steve Harvey.
Make sure y'all go and check out Andrea and Andrea Love Crossing Borders because he has a great channel that has great content and breaks down the mindset behind the people that's supposed to be able to move accordingly when it comes to, operating with your passport.